Hello and welcome back to United Viewers Fun Channel, my Manchester United Fun Channel. We will be discussing the latest news surrounding Manchester United and I will be updating you on the latest transfers, takeover and team news ahead of the game against Brighton. On the way in, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment before you go. Now, the latest surrounding Manchester United is that they are considering moves for a number of midfielders, including LA Anderson, Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton, Angelo Stella, and Semenyo. At the same time, all these players will be priced between a range of 40 to 100 million. So it will depend on what Manchester United can fit into their PSR for this year and if they will have to wait until summer to put it onto the next year's calendar's PSR. With regards to current United players and transfers, we will need to consider Bruno, Casemiro, Kobe United are aiming to retain at least two of three. Bruno might be leaving if United do not qualify for European competitions, and he may be looking towards other European clubs. Most people will be thinking that he's considering a Saudi move, but there's been certain news circulating stating that Bruno's camp is considering another European club in the meantime rather than going straight to the Saudi league. With regard to Casemiro, he will be expected to either retire at the end of this year, but United still have a 1 year extension possibility in his contract, so they could decide to trigger that and then sell him in the summer if necessary, if he agrees to it, rather than going on a free. Thing could be said of Harry Maguire, but we'll get to that later on in the video. With regards to Kobe Mainu, he will be looking for a January loan, which might necessarily not go through depending on Manchester United's needs. But we will be getting more clear picture with regards to Casemiro and Bruno regarding the April or May time. With Kobe Mainu, he is looking not only to get more football time, but he's trying to get into the England squad for the World Cup. And it's important to know that he's not leaving United on a permanent. It's not what he wishes. He said he's a United lad through and through. And he was excited and, he was excellent when he came on for Bruno Fernandes against Liverpool. He was celebrating passionately when we took the lead at Anfield. And when before he came on, when Harry Maguire gave us the win with that header, you could see Kobe Mainoo celebrating with the management staff when he was coming on. And it shows his passion and his love for the club, no matter what's going on in his personal situation with regards to whether he wants to stay in the January transfer or not, or whether he wants to go out on a loan. He doesn't want a permanent exit. It's not his preferred stance. It will all come down to what Manchester United want, whether they are looking to buy one midfielder or two midfielders. They will have to decide on that. I personally prefer one because there are players here at Manchester United who I believe could become great midfielders for the future, whether it's Kobe Mainoo, whether it's Saka Kone, whether it's other youth players that they are, whether bringing in other youth players or current youth players who are waiting for their turn to break into the first team football and make their United debut. We will be looking at the takeover talks floating around. The UAE consortium are still considering possible approach. It's not as far advanced as we hoped. They still haven't spoke to the Glazers. There is a story going around that they were possibly speaking to the Glazers within 24-hour period before the Liverpool game, but that's not been confirmed at all. The sources stating that have not been exactly reputable, whether it's Talk Sport or Talk Football or other smaller news stations. Now, with regard to the UAE consortium, they have spoken to Cantona with regards to being a possible ambassador for their bid. With the regard to the drag along clause still being active, for any of this to happen, the potential buyer would have to pay $33 per share for United, which would come around to 4.7 billion. And the Glazers are looking in the regions of 5 billion or more in order to sell. So therefore, it will take a lot of things coming together for that to happen. Now, with regards to the game against Brighton, I will be looking at the team lineup here. Is what I expect Amarin would be considering, and he personally would be happy to return Harry Maguire into the first team following the extremely good performance against Liverpool with the header, with the whole gameplay. But personally, I would prefer if you just put instead of Luke Shaw if he played Euro here. This is the team I expect Amarin to pick, but this would be my preferred personal team that I would like to see starting in the lineup. I would like to see later on in the game, maybe around 15 minutes, 16 minutes, for Bruno to either come off or Casemiro to come off and then Mainu come on again. Because I believe with him getting some game time through each game, he is less likely to leave, and therefore he won't need a January transfer in order to get playing time, and he won't feel the need to leave Manchester United. I like Kobe Mainoo as a player. I like Kobe Mainoo as a person. He's extremely talented. If you look back at last year's game against Liverpool in the FA Cup or in the Premier League, also, he performed well in both of those games. When he came on against Liverpool this year, he performed really well. He was celebrating with the fans and with the management when we scored both goals. You can see the passion for Manchester United is there within him. And I believe Amarin will need to do what's necessary to coach him to become a good enough player, not to only start, but to become one of our future midfielders, one of our great legends of the club with regards to Kobe Mainoo. As a kid who's coming through our academy, we have a duty to put in the necessary amount of time with him. We did it with Rashford, even though he has left, with Garnacho when he came through, with all the previous United generations in terms of players coming up through our youth academy. Or, for example, Danny Welbeck or other players where there's a class of 92. So I believe Kobe Mainoo deserves more time at Manchester United. I do not want him to be going in the January transfer. I do not want him to go on a loan. I do not want him to be sold. I would much rather prefer if Casemiro started considering his time at Manchester United during the January transfer and his game time was reduced to some extent. We're starting more Ogati and Bruno, and then Bruno and Kobe, or Ogate and Kobe with Bruno coming off. With regards to the game against Brighton, I am expecting this team lineup with Luke Shaw starting ahead of Euro. But I would prefer if we had a Euro. He's taller, he's faster than Luke Shaw, and he is able to cover more distance across the field. When we are higher up, we is able to header the ball better. He is also able to tackle better in terms of tackling, being physical against other Premier League players. The only advantage Luke Shaw has to some extent is the experience in terms of learning to calm the game down, whereas Euro would be putting in more enthusiastic and energetic performance in terms of wanting to play for the team, in terms of wanting to be involved in the build up. I believe once we get our midfield situation sorted, Euro and Matthias de Ligt will be our main centre backs, and then we will have someone coming in from the youth team, or possibly someone Harry Maguire extending the 1 year contract onto his contract. It will depend on whether he's willing to take a wage cut. So I will be keeping you updated on all of these matters. In regards to my prediction for the score against Brighton, I am expecting a 2-0 United win. I put this on both Benjamin Šeško wanting to perform. Ahmad will be performing as always, so will be Brian and Bermo. I'm hoping that Bruno remains consistent in this game, and I am hoping that Casemiro doesn't fall off too early in the game, and he would be performing well also. And then, if necessary, we will be able to put in Kobe. Now, with regards to the team lineup. I am happy with this team to some extent. There will be certain improvements within the summer. We are close to a European position if we can win the next two games. We're against Brighton and then also Spurs and against Nottingham Forest. Now, Forest themselves will be looking to get themselves back on track once the new manager comes in. We wish them best of luck, but only after the November period. We need to beat them. So until then, I don't want any success for Sean Dice. But once we're beating them, I wish them the best of luck. And the next three games will be extremely important in Amarin's rebuild. If he's able to win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, United's position in the league will be much closer to the between the 2 to 4 position. So therefore, I'm hoping that we can put a string of games together in terms of trying to not only keep up with the teams towards the top end of the table, but also ensuring our places within a close to a Champions League spot, and then possibly making a January transfer bid for one of the mentioned players, and then maybe. Getting a second one once we've gotten rid of Casemiro, and possibly if we get rid of Bruno if he decides to go, and the price for him would be enough to tempt Manchester United into selling him. Now, with regard to now, with regards to Kobe Mainoo, I believe that we need Kobe Manu. I believe that he's a player that not only able to carry the ball, he's able to keep the ball, retain it. He's also able to dribble between players. He's a player for the future, and we need to do everything we can to ensure that he continues his development here at Manchester United rather than letting him go on loan in January. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure please that you subscribe, make sure that you leave a comment before you go, and please make sure that you are supporting this channel. We are trying to grow the channel. We are a new community. Please make sure that you are commenting or sending super chats if necessary once we start going live. I will be doing that from next week onwards. I will start going live, so please make sure you catch the live show, and then we will get to know each other a bit more. You can ask your questions. You can discuss with me what your thoughts are on United, what your thoughts are for the future, and what you would like to see happen with the channel as we grow together. Thank you.